And automatically, the body, with the intention of being here to be in higher service, because of our love, unconditionally, of the divine, the love that is intricate into who we are, the divine that runs through and around us. And even in a world of chaos, even in a 3-density world, that part of us is ever vibrant and remembers. And so automatically, the physical body comes into an attunement and an alignment, begins to relax. Because as this grace flows, it is safe, it is balanced, and for this time it is free. And so the sacred and holy in-breath and out-breath starts its own rhythm as the body adjusts, as the body comes into its higher alignment of balance and sacred holy peace. And it is the memory of the divine, sacred, holy in-breath and out-breath that it is that part of us that aligns with the divine in-breath and the divine out-breath. And so our breath and the rhythm of it comes into a natural balanced state to bring us now, as we put all concerns of earthly matters away for now. It will be there, but for now, we choose to be in this moment of divine alignment, to release the concerns of earthly matters and to come into the higher portions of ourselves. And as we do, the higher self, the oversoul self, that part of us that is eternal always, all-knowing, all-loving, begins to anchor more easily and integrate into our energetic field, as we open the gateway for more of our higher self to take residence within us. And as we strive to go ahead and move in the direction of our soul pulse, which draws us on our path of light, as we make those adjustments within ourselves to adjust and align to the higher parts of ourselves, to bring and anchor more deeply our all-knowing self. And so we start with the sacred and holy breath, because it is the sacred breath that aligns us to all that is. It aligns us to the source of creation. And as we give notice to our breath, we begin to breathe in now the higher codes of light, streaming in from the higher worlds, the Azuluth worlds, the paradise worlds, the crystalline worlds, the Shambhala worlds. Their energetic streams, feeling, sensing, and aligning in a resonant field being created in this eternal now, in this moment, by the children of light upon the earth who have not forgotten. And with each and every sacred in-breath and out-breath, it draws the higher celestial codes of the limitless light. It draws in the higher memories of celestial beingness. And as we relax more into this sacred holy communion of heaven on earth, our physical bodies, mental bodies, and emotional bodies shift and move into a higher alignment. And so the divine sacred rays of green begin to flow in. And it is every hue of green upon the understanding and looking at it from a earthly and beyond earthly energetic of the color we call green. And this ray comes from the ascended realms of light, purposeful. It is a healing ray. And in this healing ray, as it moves, there is a golden ray that surrounds it, that moves around it. See this clearly in your spiritual eye. The green ray in all of its expressions, coming in through the top of the chakras into the physicality of the 3D world, coming in and through the antakarana space, touching each and every chakra system and meridian. And as it does, you see the curling, moving golden ray that surrounds it and moves upon it. For this is an alchemy and an action to bring in the Christed light of perfect balance and healing. And so we breathe the sacred in-breath and out-breath. And as this happens, all blockages, all pollution that has come into the physical body, into the mental and emotional body, all disturbances, all frequencies not in the higher alignment, now begins to dissolve, disrupt, and leave through this ray of moving golden light on the green ray, coming from the highest of the celestial realms of light, anchoring into the children of light who walk their path of light to transcend, transmute, and transfigure all frequencies not in alignment with their highest good and purpose. And so with each and every sacred in-breath and out-breath, there is the expansion, the anchoring, and the radiance ever expanding from the green ray and the golden, moving, spiraling light that begins to move in all parts of the physical body, the mental and the emotional, seeking and searching for those things that are not in balance to bring forth balance, to remove, dissipate blockages, blockages carried on from ancestral as well as blockages developed in this life. It moves, bringing in the higher codes of the Adam Kadmon, the perfect human, the divine human. And as the body is the temple, so it comes in to bring forth this temple into its highest form, that it radiates and it's brilliant like a sun. And as such, all consciousness within the physical, mental, and emotional bodies come into alertness, aware, reactivated, and attuned. For this is a sacred, holy, healing session needed at this time to transcend, transmute all nefarious energies that are expressed in various ways that would promote the entropy of the physical, mental, and emotional bodies. But as those who attune into the higher light realms of unconditional love and a limitless light, they draw and are able now more than ever to open up those portals of light, the integrating of heaven and earth through the children of light. And so the children of light and Emi Shaddai, the family of light, come as the great guardians and protectors of the children of light upon the earth, who have not forgotten that their brilliance shines and cannot be dimmed, that they walk with power, and they are attuned and aligned in the higher vision and the higher purpose of this world. And in their brilliance, all that is not of the light must step back, as they now come into their awakening and to awaken others. The great and powerful Gaia, Earth Mother, known by many names, begins to rise like a rising sun, her brilliance becoming more radiant, more powerful. For she is fueled by her children, and her children are waking up. And in this brilliance comes the perfect balance. In this brilliance comes the perfect peace. And as the great guardians of the children of light upon the earth, they too are the great guardians of the sacred earth. And so they walk in power, and they now align, once again connected with the higher parts of themselves as they heal others, as they integrate the higher celestial parts of themselves in a 3-density world, raising that 3-density world. Their frequency goes into the depths of darkness, confusion, and ignorance. For they chose to put on the body of earth. And as such, it is they who again are the great alchemists to bring in the 3-density world of confusion, of suffering, of imbalance, to transmute that, to change that through the radiance of their higher light, as they band together, as they work together to go into the crevices and the depths of miscreation, to bring forth the healing once again, to bring forth the memory once again, to bring forth the Eden tree once again, to anchor and plant in those spaces the great Eden tree, the great tree of life. And as it takes root through the children of light, it begins to grow in its branches, to move into the higher realms, the higher frequencies of the sun behind the sun, behind the sun, beyond the gravitational pull of this sacred earth. And so the healing begins through the children of light upon the earth. As they heal others. As they heal the sacred mother. With each and every sacred in-breath and out-breath, in a memory of the great in-breath and out-breath of the divine, in the continual creation and recreation, in the cycles of ever expanding and moving creation through evolution. There comes the point in the time in all greatness, a quantum time and a quantum leap. Indeed, beloveds, it is the sacred earth in her ascension, but it is so much more than that. But we say to you, as we have said before, it is the children of light upon the earth who play such a pivotal role. For as they do, so do others in other streams of consciousness and reality bites. For they embolden and bring in once again the highest aeon of the Adam Kadmon, the divine human, that frequency of light that has been hidden and obscured. No longer, but this sacred memory has always been and always will be within the children of light. As the Ancient of Days begins to move in their memory banks, even in a 3-density world, for they are not limited to the world, for their consciousness rises beyond and now beyond the gravitational pull of frequency bands, able now to transverse and move into the cosmos, to align and to look into the frequency pathways of the ascension worlds, the higher worlds, seeking and knocking for the great Ami Shaddai, the family of light, the connection now made greater, stronger, and more tethered. And as there is in the many layers of the great ancestors who come in great support and in jubilation, that there are those who can make the quantum leap, that there are those who can bring forth a great golden age, and there are those that are on the precipice. And the intention in a world of duality, in a world of choice, that this quantum is now visible, tangible, and the focus is victory. Yes, beloveds, this epic of time has come again, once again, and in past there has been these cosmic events. Some have been achievable and others have not. But we say to you that it is achievable for you have all within you to be the great creators as the great Elohim for the new world, to transcend, dismantle old, outrooted, and discarded energies no longer serving purpose. As a new sun arises, so too the new possibilities for the great and mighty earth and for all of her life. And as you hold this green ray of healing and the swirling golden ray of Christ consciousness, bringing forth the cosmic memories once again, dispelling the forgetfulness and the illusion, as you come in once again to plant the Eden tree in those spaces who are forgotten, who are dormant, or who have given up. There's a great frequency that holds the energy of joy. And the energy of joy is rooted in unconditional love. And through this experience, this joy gives hope. This joy gives upliftment. And we say to you now more than ever, beloveds, as you work with the gratitude which is anchored in unconditional love, so too you work with joy as a great alchemy. Two processes integrated, working together, creating new opportunities and new levels. For this is the healing balm. This is the antithesis of those things that would bring the entropy down. Indeed, it is the centropy, the rising up that we hold. And as the encounters will come of the entropy forces, you simply remember who you are, the abilities you hold, and the power you have as you are attuned into the sacred Adam Kadmon, the divine human, and part of the celestial realms of light. Holding that frequency in your day-to-day activities, choosing love over fear. See here now, beloveds. See clearly the green ray that has dispersed over our great planet. And see above it also the great golden ray that has dispersed, that is now covering the entire planet of Earth Mother. See it from the perspective in the deep recesses of space, a beautiful blue pearl that has a green and golden aura. See this clearly in your spiritual eye. Feel it and sense it. The great love that you have for Earth Mother as she has for you, the connection strong because you came for her and for all of her life. And that memory floods in as the heart begins to expand. And as you see the expansion of the green healing ray, now seeping deep within her physical body, into all the crevices, into all the kingdoms. And you see it deep within the mineral kingdom, the plant, the animal, and indeed the human kingdom. That green ray now dispersed, moving in and through all things, and followed now by the golden ray dispersed, holding the higher frequencies of light, as the green ray holds the higher frequencies of healing. The Christ consciousness, the memory, now begins to be activated, flows back, moving into the earth, into the body of the earth, into all of her crevices, into all of her kingdoms, saturating the physical earth, saturating the atmosphere, moving out beyond the atmosphere, shining brightly into the cosmos, the blue pearl with the green and golden rays surrounding it. See this clearly in your spiritual eye and imprint it as the great Elohims, the great creators that you are. And see her rising among the stars. Hold that image and this sacred prayer. Aliam Shabalo, Aliam Shabalo, Aliam Shabalo. And now the thought of return comes. We acknowledge the blessing and the grace and the energy that has flowed in, through, and around us and out into the sacred earth and beyond. As the holders of this light, we remind ourselves before we go to sleep to continue this process. We prepare ourselves to come back into our physical bodies, mental and emotional, even as we still carry this frequency that is still yet so powerful. But we intend to be able to hold it to the degree that we can and bring it back fully into our physical, mental, and emotional bodies. As the great radiant ones begin to draw in their electromagnetic field, we begin to draw in our electromagnetic field. Steady and purposely and methodically, we draw down our energies, bring it back to us, and on the count of 3, we will be back, awake, alert, and we will be grounded. 1, 2, take a deep breath in, and 3. We are back, awake, alert, and we are grounded.